right, welcome back to the Pack 9 show. We are recapping week 3 and seeing how we did this week. We're going to recap the Green Bay Tampa Bay game first. And lucky for us, very happy. Green Bay snuck out a win 14-12. Our predictions weren't that great. My prediction for the game was Green Bay wins 24-16, and Alex said that his prediction was Tampa Bay wins 20-17.
Yeah.
So we were a little off. You were totally off, but doesn't matter because Green Bay won the game.
Yeah. Still a
And
close game. Close game though.
still a close game. We were definitely on point with our analysis, even if our scores don't reflect that. But we said the entire time last week that this was going to be low scoring and that it was going to be a really tight game, a battle of the defenses, and that's exactly what we got. Both defenses really showed up, had a bunch of turnovers, and completely shut down the Packers in the second half of this game. We scored 0 points in the second half of this game,
Yeah, that's a nasty defense right there.
but we held the Bucks to 6 points through 3 quarters.
Yeah, that's a nastier defense right there.
Right? There was some crazy stuff too. First of all, my boy Devontae Campbell, our linebacker, got 14 tackles, 8 of them solo, and he was just all over the place. Quay Walker, who was our our first round draft pick, second round draft pick, because we got Christian Watson. Anyway, he's a rookie this year, and he came out with some really great disruption. But really, the star of the show was Keyshawn Nixon, who is also a rookie this year, who took up the corner after Jair Alexander went out with the groin injury, and he got 6 solo tackles and was keeping them on lock. It was great. But yeah, Tom Brady had a QBR of 55.7. He only threw 1 touchdown. That was right at the end.
Wow.
It really looked like he was going to come back and just storm all the way down the field, and they just couldn't make that 2-point conversion because they didn't have any more timeouts. The clock management, I thought, on both sides was actually really good as far as how many drives that they took in a series, or how many series they had in a quarter. But for both teams, they just wasted their timeouts. There was a drive where we had to use 2 of our timeouts, and that was in the first quarter. And so obviously you don't want to do that. And then, yeah, neither team had timeouts going into that final 2-point conversion. The Bucks got a false start, went back 5 yards, and could not convert. Game over. Packers win.
Yeah, that literally cost them the game right there. I also wanted a quick shout out to Dobbs, who I don't think anyone heard of Dobbs, and he just comes and totally plays. He balls out for the Packers. That was a nice find right there.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers just needs to keep yelling at him, apparently, and then all of our rookie wide receivers step up.
Yeah, no, that
Turns out
good.
he knew what he was doing the whole time. Go figure. Yeah. So tell me about this Niners game.
Man, so this wasn't as positive as the Packers game. The Broncos Niners game, it was a tough watch. It was very close though the whole time. I could spend a whole lot of time talking about all of Jimmy G's mistakes, which he did have.
He got a QBR of 14.2.
Yeah, that's pretty low. That's pretty awful. Let's just say how it is. Yeah, that's bad. So we don't want that. I think that's one issue of many. So we can point fingers. People can point fingers at Jimmy G. They can point fingers at Shanahan even. But at the end of the day, we still have problems we got to fix at running back. We have problems that we have to fix with our offensive line. It's basically going to be brand new now, except for our right tackle, McGlinchey. Pretty much everyone is new this year, or a backup. And so that's going to be tough. It's tough for a quarterback who's just kind of getting back into things to lose their left tackle. So that's going to be kind of crucial. So defenses are definitely going to attack that. So we're going to have to watch out for that. But honestly, the whole offense in general, in my opinion, they've got to find a way to score. Right now, the Niners can't find a way to score. Not against the Bears. They did it a little bit against the Seahawks, but the Broncos, granted, Broncos might be a top 10, maybe top 5 defense by the end of the year. Maybe Bradley Chubb they were looking pretty good. So I mean, that could have been also the case, but the Niners, just as a whole on offense, just really can't get it clicking.
Yeah, it was. I think this game really exposed a lot of stuff that you and I had actually missed. I mean, just look at the rushing. It was Jeff Wilson Jr. He got 12 carries for 75 yards, and then after that, Debo got 5 carries for 6 yards, and then it was Mason and Garoppolo with 1 carry apiece. Like, does that sound like the Niners rushing game?
Right.
Not at all, right?
Exactly.
That doesn't sound like at all what they do. And like I said last week too, your defense just I mean, they look confused. They didn't shut down. They weren't able to shut down Courtland Sutton, who got 8 receptions for 97 yards, you know. The final score of this game was 11-10 Broncos, and we both picked the Niners to win. I predicted 20-17 and you predicted 24-20. So yeah, I think there was just a lot exposed in this game.
Yeah, so I think yeah, it's gonna, and the Debo tricks that were working last year haven't worked yet this year. So we're still kind of maybe a little bit in the second game, but the little Debo handoffs or screens, and then he gets like 70 yards, those aren't really happening. So that's another thing that's kind of changing too. So I don't know, we're gonna have to work some things. Luckily we have a long week. We play on Monday night and it's at home. So I think that's going to help out a lot. But there are a lot of things. The defense, though, is playing lights out. Yeah, they let Sutton... You know, Russell Wilson worked his magic. But I think this defense has potential definitely to be top 5. Possibly top 3 defense. They are just looking lights out. It's a shame that they allowed 9 points and we lost. The defense allowed 9 points and the Niners lost by 1.
I mean... In reality, if you guys could have avoided that safety, you would have won. You know?
Well, maybe they wouldn't have went for 2, so it would have tied probably. But yeah, you're right. I think they still would have won. There's no way we were scoring. We tried so hard, but there was no way. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. We were kind of at something like this last season though, so I'm not hitting the panic button. No, I'm not even close to panicking. A little
early in the season for that.
I was just pretty upset, though, as a lot of people were.
Especially because it's a Russell Wilson team again.
Yeah. So, but
anyway, so who is the happiest fan base in the league after week 3?
So the happiest fan base, I'm going with Jacksonville Jaguars, who are looking a lot better than people were giving them credit for. Doug Peterson must be working some magic. They have, I just looked it up, they have the number 1 rushing defense in terms of yards allowed. So, I mean, and that's even beating out the Bills, beating out the Colts, the Niners. So that's a pretty big deal. And it looks like Trevor Lawrence is kind of slinging that rock around. So, I think they're looking pretty happy right now.
Yeah, 38-10 win over the Chargers is pretty remarkable to say the least.
Man. Yeah.
And yeah, I'm gonna say happiest fan base after week 3's gotta be the Dolphins. What a game! And it even could have slipped away from them at the last second too. But you got to be happy going 3-0, knocking off the Bills, who's like a good Super Bowl contender and at least a really big opponent for claiming that division, right? And so Dolphins fans got to be really happy with that win.
Yeah, Mike McDaniel, Jalen Waddle's looking great, and they at the time of possession was just ridiculous, and they still won. I don't even know how.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it was a really intense game, and I had a really good time watching it actually.
Mm-hmm.
And so on the flip side, what team is the saddest after week 3?
You know, me and Connor were thinking about it long, hard. I'm just gonna say it. The Niners are literally the saddest right now. Now, at least for this week, we are probably the saddest. There's just so much going on that we don't even have enough time for this video. But I think we're feeling pretty sad. But it's only up from here. It's only up from here. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not hitting the pentagon, but we are the saddest right now.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I think you're wrong, and the saddest team is the Raiders.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh,
0-3. Yeah, 0-3 to start out the season. A brutal, tight loss against the Titans, and who knows what is going on?
We could always count on the Raiders being the Raiders. No, I'm just kidding. Man.
All right, well, thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. And we will see you for the week 4 recap next time.